नमस्कार और स्वागत है आप सभी दर्शकों का इसरो तथा एनएसआईएल के एक और संयुक्त प्रमोशन मिशन में, जिसका नाम है PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 मिशन। मैं विकास स्वर्णकार अपने साथी कमेंटेटर मिस माधुरी पी के साथ आप सभी दर्शकों का हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं।
Namaskar, good afternoon and a hearty welcome to all the viewers. We bring to you this live coverage of the launch event of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission through the courtesy of Doordarshan. I am Madhuri, giving the commentary in English. Joining me with commentary in Hindi is Shri Vikas Swarnkar. The launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission is scheduled to take place today, the 22nd of April 2023 at 14:20 hours Indian Standard Time from the first launch pad of ISRO at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota.
इस मिशन में PSLV-C55 प्रमोचक यान द्वारा TeLEOS-02 तथा ल्यूमलाइट 4 नामक उपग्रहों को 6,964 किलोमीटर की दीर्घवृत्तीय कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाना है। PSLV-C55 रॉकेट इस मिशन में न सिर्फ मुख्य उपग्रहों को प्रमोचित करेगा, बल्कि इस मिशन में PSLV के चतुर्थ चरण PS4 को कक्षीय प्रयोगों में इस्तेमाल कर 7 अन्य वैज्ञानिक प्रयोगों को सक्षम किया जाएगा। PSLV-C55 पोलर सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल की श्रेणी में यह कोर अलोन संस्करण वाला प्रमोचक यान है। यान के प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती शुरू हो चुकी है करीब 24 घंटे पहले। सभी गतिविधियां संतोषजनक तरीके से जारी हैं। कुछ अंतिम गतिविधियों के पश्चात PSLV-C55 को श्रीहरिकोटा के प्रथम प्रमोशन मंच से भारतीय मानक समय के अनुसार दोपहर 2:20 पर प्रमोचित किया जाएगा। अब आपके सामने डेको द्वारा प्रस्तुत है एक संक्षिप्त कंटेंट रेजर वीडियो।
ISRO and NSIL are gearing up for the launch of PSLV-C55 from Satish Dhawan Space Center. PSLV-C55 is unique as it is the first launch vehicle to be integrated at the new PSLV integration facility at SDSC Shar. In the previous launches, the entire vehicle was integrated at the launch pad. This innovative way of integration will help reduce launch pad occupancy time, thereby facilitating significant improvement in launch frequency. The first and second stages of PSLV-C55 were integrated at the PIF Center and was transferred to the first launch pad on the new mobile launch pedestal. From next mission, all 4 stages will be assembled at PIF and then moved to launch pad for integration of satellites and launch. PSLV-C55 will launch a Singaporean Earth observation satellite, TeLEOS-02, as part of the launch service agreement between NSIL and ST Engineering Singapore. It carries a made-in-Singapore synthetic aperture radar capable of providing 1-meter resolution data. It will be equipped with a 500 GB onboard recorder for recording the data captured and a high-speed 800 Mbps downlink. More payloads from different agencies will also be launched in this flight through NSIL. Subsequent to injection of satellites, the terminal stage of the launch vehicle will be maintained for short duration as a stabilized platform for conducting identified space-borne experiments. PSLV is truly a versatile workhorse of ISRO.
Watched a curtain raiser video of the mission prepared by DECU ISRO. Apart from TeLEOS-02, today's mission also carries co-passenger satellite Lumilite 4 and the fourth stage operating as PSLV Orbital Experimental Module POEM. PSLV-C55 mission flies the core-alone version of the four-stage workhorse launch vehicle of ISRO. Primary satellite for the mission is TeLEOS-02 from our customer ST Engineering, Singapore, which carries an all-weather synthetic aperture radar Earth observation payload. The satellite weighs 741 kgs. The objective of the mission is to place TeLEOS-02 at an altitude of 585.86 kilometers for an orbit with semi-major axis of 6,964 kilometers and an inclination of 10 degrees. Apart from Doordarshan, this live coverage can be watched on ISRO website, YouTube and Twitter.
अब आप सभी दर्शकों के लिए आने वाला है एक संक्षिप्त इंटीग्रेशन वीडियो PSLV C55 का।
Please come over phone 2262.
The beginning of the mission, the campaign start has been done by flagging off the nozzle end segment for the S139 first stage. This is a newly realized PSLV integration facility in which the integration is taking place. The S139 motor is a 5-segmented solid motor with nozzle end segment, 3 middle segments and a head end segment. This is another middle segment of the motor being carefully hoisted and lowered precisely onto the segment beneath. That is the head end segment being hoisted and lowered onto the middle end segment 3. Here you can see the igniter being assembled. The module for reaction control thrusters. The module that you can right now see on your screens is the interstage between the first and second stages. The second stage, a liquid stage for PSLV, the PL40 being prepared in an assembly building separately and being brought to the PSLV integration facilities, being tilted and then integrated to the launch vehicle.
अभी अभी आपने प्रथम तथा द्वितीय चरण का समायोजन देखा श्रीहरिकोटा के नवीन सुविधा में, जिसका नाम है PSLV इंटीग्रेशन फैसिलिटी। PSLV इंटीग्रेशन फैसिलिटी से समायोजित होकर यान को मोबाइल सर्विस टावर पर लाया गया। अब आप तृतीय तथा चतुर्थ चरण के समायोजन को MST पर ले जाते हुए देख रहे हैं। तृतीय तथा चतुर्थ चरण के बाद यह है TeLEOS-02 उपग्रह। पूर्ण परीक्षण के पश्चात इसे एनकैप्सुलेटेड असेंबली पर मोबाइल सर्विस टावर लाया जाता है। पूरी सावधानी गुणवत्ता को बनाए रखते हैं सभी गतिविधियों के दौरान, और यह है वह पेलोड्स जिनका कि प्रयोग किया जाना है कक्षीय प्रयोगों के लिए। उपग्रह पूर्ण संयोजित होकर ऊष्मा कवच के अंदर सुरक्षित कर दिया जाता है। उसके बाद यान पूर्णतः तैयार होने पर मोबाइल सर्विस टावर को पीछे हटा दिया जाता है। बहुत ही विहंगम दृश्य आप देख सकते हैं। पिफ फैसिलिटी, लॉन्च पैड, एमएसटी, और यह पूर्णतः तैयार PSLV-C55 अपने मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए।
Migrating from the integrate on pad to integrate transfer launch concept means a remarkable enhancement of ISRO's capability to cater to increased launch frequency. The launch pad can get prepared for the next launch while rocket assembly takes place in a separate building. The commencement of rocket assembly need not wait until launch pad is fully ready, as it was the case with first launch pad previously.
CDP to ROD. CDP confirms readiness of mission computers and range networks for launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission.
Roger.
RSO to ROD. Range safety systems are ready for the launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission.
Roger.
जैसा कि हमें जानकारी है, प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती जारी है। अब हम उड़ान से 18 मिनट 8 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं। इस दौरान रिएक्शन कंट्रोल थ्रस्टर्स PS4 तथा PS2 स्टेज में तरल नोदक का भराव संपन्न कर लिया गया है। सभी बैटरियों का आवेशन पूरा कर लिया गया है। सभी सेंसर्स, रडार्स, नेटवर्क्स की जांच पूरी हो चुकी है। कुछ अंतिम गतिविधियों के पश्चात सभी जांच परिणाम संतोषजनक होने पर व्हीकल डायरेक्टर, स्पेस क्राफ्ट डायरेक्टर, रेंज तथा टीटीसी डायरेक्टर अपने तंत्रों की तैयारी की सूचना मिशन डायरेक्टर को देंगे। फिर मिशन डायरेक्टर पूर्णतः संतुष्ट होने पर यान को स्वचालित करने के लिए ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस जारी करने का प्रमोदन देंगे।
We are about 17 minutes from the scheduled launch. Countdown for this mission, this launch has been 25 and a half hours long, that had started yesterday at 12:50 hours.
Minus 17 minutes.
Satellite Director to Mission Director, TeLEOS-02 satellite from Singapore is ready for launch of PSLV-C55 mission.
Mission Director Roger.
Timing to control. Timing confirms external hold mode.
Concerted sequence of operations are carried out in this duration of countdown to get the launch vehicle ready for liftoff. The liquid propellants are serviced into the second and fourth stages. The ground-based radars validate their transmission. Batteries are charged.
Mission Director
The
Roger.
day of launch, wind biasing data is fed into the onboard computers about an hour before the scheduled launch.
PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission.
The mission executives then confirm their readiness to the mission director.
TC SHAR-1 and 2 data loggers are on.
Noted.
Minus 16 minutes.
This is Mission Director. Mission Readiness Review and Launch Authorization Board have already given clearance for proceeding with the countdown and launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission. All operations in the countdown sequence till automatic launch sequence have been completed satisfactorily. Based on the clearance obtained from launch vehicle, spacecraft, range and distract network stations and prevailing favorable weather conditions, Mission Director hereby authorizes to initiate launch operation sequence for the launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission at 14:20 hours IST today, that is 22nd of April 2023.
Roger. All stations to note. Mission Director has given authorization for launch.
Based on the authorization from Mission Director, Vehicle Director hereby authorizes to initiate the automatic launch
Minus
sequence
15
for the
minutes.
launch of PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission.
Automatic launch sequence initiated for PSLV-C55 launch.
STA server's activity, MC confirms reception of SHAR-1 and SHAR-2 data.
अभी अभी हमने देखा सभी तंत्र निदेशकों ने अपनी सूचना मिशन निदेशक को दी। उसके बाद मिशन निदेशक के प्रमोदन के पश्चात ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू कर दिया गया है। अब PSLV-C55 ऑन बोर्ड कंप्यूटर द्वारा स्वचालित है।
Mission Director Sri S.R. Biju has given the authorization to begin automatic launch sequence, whereupon the LCC computers run a capsule of final confirmatory checks on crucial launch vehicle systems, and control is passed on to the onboard computers very close to T0.
Minus 14 minutes.
Giving you the glimpse of the flight events for this mission. The mission today will last for about 20 minutes. The liftoff happens at T0 with the ignition of core S-139 solid rocket motor. Its burn lasts for 110 seconds, taking the rocket to 50 kilometers altitude. The ignition of the second stage, PS2, occurs shortly after PS1 burnout and separation. During the operational regime of PS2, the launch vehicle clears the dense atmosphere so that the closed-loop guidance is initiated and payload fairing is separated. The burn duration for PS2 is 150 seconds. By the time PS2 is separated, the rocket is at an altitude of 165 kilometers and acquires a relative velocity of 4.22 kilometers per second. The third stage, HPS-3, commences its operation at 262 seconds into the flight and continues to burn for 125 seconds. And thereafter continues to coast along with the ongoing launch vehicle for another 200 seconds. In this duration, while there is no thrust, control for the launch vehicle continues to be there. After HPS-3 separation at 587 seconds into the flight, PS4 and the payload continue to coast for another about 400 seconds. Against a small reduction of relative velocity, the rocket gains 207 kilometers altitude in the meantime. The burn time of PS4 for this mission is 131.6 seconds. About a minute after PS4 burnout, the primary satellite TeLEOS-02 is injected in orbit, and 50 seconds thereafter, the co-passenger satellite Lumelite 4 also is separated. The PSLV orbital experimental module POEM-2 with its 7 payloads continues to be there in the orbit.
आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र पर लॉन्च व्यू गैलरी का नजारा। यह बहुत ही उत्साहपूर्वक यहाँ लोग आए हुए हैं PSLV-C55 का प्रमोशन देखने के लिए। हमारी सूचना के अनुसार करीब 2500 लोग यहाँ उपस्थित हैं इस प्रमोशन का आनंद लेने के लिए। कुछ अंतिम परीक्षण जारी हैं जो कि ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर द्वारा पूरे किए जा रहे हैं। इन परीक्षणों के पश्चात T0 पर ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर प्रज्वलन का कमांड इशू करेगा। अब हम उड़ान से 10 मिनट 50 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं। इस दौरान आपको PSLV-C55 प्रमोचक यान के से जुड़ी कुछ जानकारियां देते हैं। जैसा कि हम सभी को ज्ञात है, PSLV पोलर सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल इसरो का वर्क हाउस कहा जाता है। अक्टूबर 1994 से शुरू करते हुए हमने PSLV के अब तक 56 उड़ानें देख चुके हैं। इसमें कई महत्वपूर्ण उड़ानें चंद्रयान 1, मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन, IRNSS सीरीज तथा IRSS सैटेलाइट्स के रूप में हमने देखे, और ऐसे कई और प्रसिद्ध उड़ानों के साथ इसरो की विश्वसनीयता को बनाए रखने में कारगर रहा PSLV। इस मिशन में यह अपने कोर अलोन संस्करण में उपयोग में लाया जा रहा है। इसका अर्थ है इसमें कोई भी स्ट्रैप ऑन नहीं जुड़े हुए हैं। प्रथम चरण पर ठोस नोदक वाला S139 बूस्टर है। इस संस्करण में यह 16वां लॉन्च होगा PSLV का। प्रथम चरण में S139 कोर बूस्टर जो कि ठोस नोदक पर आधारित है, यह 109 सेकेंड के प्रज्वलन काल को पूरा कर 4800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता है तथा यान को करीबन 50 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्रदान करता है। फिर द्वितीय चरण PS2 जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित विकास इंजन के साथ यान को 800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर यान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जाता है। इसमें अर्थ स्टोरेबल वाले नोदक का प्रयोग किया जाता है। इसके ऊपर PS3 यानी तृतीय चरण जो कि फिर से ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है। इसमें 7.6 टन का नोदक और इसके साथ 240 किलो न्यूटन की प्रणोद उत्पन्न होती है। फिर अंत में सबसे ऊपर की ओर PS4 यानी चतुर्थ चरण PSLV का फिर से अर्थ स्टोरेबल नोदक का प्रयोग करता है। इसमें 2 तरल नोदक इंजिन्स लगे होते हैं जो कि 14.6 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर उपग्रह को निर्धारित कक्षा में लेकर जाते हैं और कक्षीय स्थितियां प्राप्त कर उपग्रह को अंतक्षेपित किया जाता है।
-8 minutes.
We are close to 7 minutes from T0. The PSLV stands 44.4 meters tall and in its core alone configuration weighs about 228.3 tons. PSLV-C55 waiting for its turn for liftoff. The launch vehicle comprises of alternate solid and liquid stages. The first stage, PS1, is HTPB based solid propellant stage with a propellant mass of 139 tons. The stage is 20 meters long and 2.8 meters in diameter.
-7 minutes.
The second stage, PS2, is otherwise called PL40, which is 12.8 meters long and 2.8 meters in diameter. The highly reliable Vikas engine operating on UH-25 and N2O4 powers this stage. The third stage, called the HPS3, is again an HTPB-based solid propellant stage with 7.65 tons propellant. The stage is composite filament wound case of 2 meters diameter and 3.6 meters length. The fourth stage is PS4, a liquid stage 3 meters long and 1.34 meters in diameter, operating on MMH and MON3. For the present mission, it is loaded with 0.8 tons of propellant. This stage also functions as stabilized orbital platform which will continue to stay in orbit after the mission of satellite deployment is complete. The prime satellite TeLEOS-02 is integrated over the payload adapter and ensconced inside the payload fairing.
External power withdrawn.
प्रमोशन की गतिविधियां जारी हैं। अब हम उड़ान से 5 मिनट 37 सेकंड की दूरी पर। इस मिशन की कुछ मुख्य विशेषताएं इस प्रकार हैं। यह एक और समर्पित वाणिज्यिक मिशन है इसरो का। इस रॉकेट के संयोजन की प्रक्रिया को नवीन तथा उच्च सुविधा वाले नवनिर्मित PSLV इंटीग्रेशन फैसिलिटी में तैयार किया गया है। इस यान से एरोडायनेमिक स्टेबलाइजर को हटा दिया गया है। PSLV-C55 में पेलोड ऑर्बिट एक्सपेरिमेंट मॉड्यूल का इस्तेमाल कर 8 निर्धारों को अंतरिक्ष प्रयोगों में तकनीक प्रदर्शन के रूप में किया जा रहा है। यह प्रमोशन PSLV का 57वां प्रमोशन है
She confirms
तथा
the DAS data.
कोरोलोन कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पे यह 16वां प्रमोशन होगा। PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 मिशन पूर्वी दिशा का मिशन है। हमारे भू स्थित ट्रैकिंग स्टेशंस पूरी तरह अपनी नजर यान पर बनाए रखते हैं, जिसमें हमें यान से जुड़े सभी आंकड़े वास्तविक समय पर यहां उपलब्ध होते हैं। इस मिशन के लिए शार, पोर्ट ब्लेयर, ब्रूने तथा बायक स्थित ट्रैकिंग स्टेशंस की मदद से यान के आंकड़े टेलीमेट्री द्वारा हमें प्राप्त होंगे।
-4 minutes.
We are about 3.5 minutes from the launch time.
Pyro and ball battery on.
PSLV-C55 on the launch pad. Speaking about the weather here in
Onboard computer in
Sriharikota,
flight mode.
there are tiny tufts of clouds, but the winds are benign. It's a go for the launch.
अब हम उड़ान से 3 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं।
-3 minutes.
इस मिशन के मुख्य उपग्रह TeLEOS-02 जो कि 741 kg का है और ल्यूमलाइट 4 16 kg के उपग्रह हैं। इन्हें 586 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर 10 डिग्री के झुकाव तथा 7.066 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड के सापेक्ष गति के साथ निर्धारित कक्षा पर लगभग 20 मिनट पर स्थापित कर दिया जाएगा। इसके बाद चतुर्थ चरण को अंतरिक्ष प्रयोगों के कार्य के लिए सक्षम किया जाएगा।
-2 minutes.
The automatic launch sequence progressing unhindered. We are about 90 to 100 seconds to go for the launch.
पिफ परियोजना एक नवीन और संवर्धित सुविधा है सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र के
-1
अंतर्गत
minute.
जो समाकलन, स्थानांतरण और प्रमोशन की नीति पर तैयार की गई है।
-43 seconds.
All subs on.
इससे प्रथम
-40
प्रमोशन मंच
seconds.
से
All seekers
एक
are
साल
on.
में प्रमोशनों की संख्या को दुगनी करने में हम सक्षम होंगे।
-43 seconds. -40 seconds.
PS2 VHPP open.
-35 seconds.
अब हम उड़ान से 30
-30
सेकंड की
seconds.
दूरी पर सर्वप्रथम आप देखेंगे RCT का प्रज्वलन -2.8 सेकंड्स पर।
PS2 VSPP open.
तत्पश्चात कोर बूस्टर का प्रज्वलन T0 पर
-20
होगा।
seconds. -15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 3 seconds.
And the PSLV-C55 has lifted off, flying past the tufts of clouds.
P2 tracking.
भव्य नजारा PSLV-C55 का सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन। PSLV-C55 प्रमोचक यान अपने निर्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर अग्रसर। दर्शकों का उत्साह, यान के कंपन सब हम यहां महसूस कर रहे हैं। यह बहुत उत्साहवर्धक होता है। यान पूरी तरह सामान्य और अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है।
The S139 motor, PS1, developing nominal thrust of 4,800 kilonewtons.
Shot 2 is in main auto.
Plus 1 minute.
पहले चरण के प्रज्वलन के दौरान रॉकेट वायुगतिक यानी एरोडायनामिक, संरचनात्मक और नियंत्रण तंत्र की दृष्टि से बहुत कठिन परिस्थितियों से गुजर रहा होता है।
First stage performance normal.
P2 change route SCBT2.
The burn of first stage of PSLV lasts for 110 seconds.
प्रथम चरण पूरी तरह सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए तथा करीब 4800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है।
First stage separated, second stage engine started, closed loop guidance initiated.
Plus 2 minutes.
प्रथम चरण के कार्यकाल के पश्चात उसे यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है तथा द्वितीय चरण जो कि तरल नोदक वाला चरण है उसे प्रज्वलित किया गया है।
Second stage performance normal.
Quick succession of several events. The first stage has been separated, second stage ignition is confirmed. Presently the altitude is 80 kilometers and we are 148 seconds from the launch.
यान अब क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत है, यानी अपने सेंसर्स की मदद से अपनी दिशा निर्धारण कर रहा है। इस कड़ी में अगली घटना ऊष्मा कवच का पृथक्करण है।
Plus 3 minutes.
Payload fairing separated.
Having cleared the dense atmosphere, the payload fairing has been jettisoned. PS2 stage is currently thrusting.
ऊष्मा कवच के हट जाने के बाद
Second
और
stage performance normal.
यान क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस तंत्र में काम कर रहा है, जिसमें रेट जायरोस और एक्सेलेरोमीटर की मदद से वर्तमान स्थिति का पता लगाकर रॉकेट अपनी अभिवृत्ति नियंत्रण करता है और उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर अग्रसर होता है।
The PS2 stage is powered by highly reliable Vikas engine that develops 799 kilonewtons of thrust using the earth-storable propellant combination of UH-25 as fuel and N2O4 as oxidizer.
द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन काल करीब 150 सेकेंड का है। तत्पश्चात इसे शट ऑफ कर यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
150 seconds is
Second
the
stage
total
separated.
burn time of
Third stage
PS2.
ignited.
The second stage has been separated. Currently, Shah and
Third
Portway
stage
account
performance
stations
normal.
tracking. PS3 thrusting currently.
द्वितीय चरण के सफलतापूर्वक पृथक्करण के पश्चात तृतीय चरण, जिसे हम HPS-3 के नाम से जानते हैं, उसका प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है और वह सामान्य कार्य कर रहा है। यान अपने निर्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर अग्रसर होता हुआ अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ PSLV-C55 तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन काल लगभग 125 सेकंड का होगा। तत्पश्चात कोस्ट फेज की शुरुआत होगी।
We are 325 seconds past the launch time. Third stage of PSLV, currently thrusting, developing nominal thrust, 240 kilonewtons. This stage will increase the relative velocity by 3 kilometers per second, and then it burns out and continues to coast along with the ongoing fourth stage and the payload. The burn time for HPS-3 is 125 seconds.
यान के सभी तंत्र पूरी तरह सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए अब हम 210 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर आ चुके हैं। सापेक्ष गति 6.9 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड।
Third stage action completed.
तृतीय चरण का कार्यकाल पूरा हो चुका है तथा कोस्ट फेज की शुरुआत हो चुकी है।
Vehicle in combined hosting.
The combined coasting of PS3, PS4 and the satellite is currently in progress. This coast will last for 200 seconds for this mission.
Vehicle performance normal.
7 minutes.
यान अपने निर्धारित कक्षा की ओर बढ़ता हुआ यह कोस्ट फेज जारी है। तृतीय चरण के पृथक होने के पश्चात चतुर्थ चरण के प्रज्वलन में कुछ समय होगा। कुछ समय पश्चात चतुर्थ चरण का प्रज्वलन किया जाएगा।
The fourth stage of PSLV is scheduled to commence its operation at 982 seconds into the flight. In the meantime, let me throw some light on the passenger satellites taking ride in this mission.
Plus 8 minutes.
Vehicle performance normal.
The TeLEOS-02 satellite is developed under a partnership between
Good afternoon, sir.
DSTA from Government of
Please,
Singapore
Sanket,
and ST
have your seat.
Engineering.
Thank you, sir.
The services being provided through NSIL, the commercial arm of Indian Space Research Organization.
So,
Its predecessor, TeLEOS-01, also had been launched by a PSLV in the year 2015. TeLEOS-02 carries a synthetic aperture radar payload. It will be able to provide all-weather, day and night coverage and capable of imaging at 1 meter full polarimetric resolution. The spatial resolution of radar data is directly related to the ratio of the sensor wavelength to the size of sensor's antenna. That means to be able to get higher spatial resolution for a given wavelength, the antenna has to be impracticably big. Synthetic aperture radar is an answer to this objective, in which a sequence of acquisitions from a shorter antenna are combined to simulate a much larger antenna.
TeLEOS-02 इस मिशन में मुख्य उपग्रह के रूप में है। TeLEOS-02 एक भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह है जिसे DSTA सिंगापुर और ST इंजीनियरिंग सिंगापुर द्वारा निर्मित किया गया है। यह ऐसा दूसरा उपग्रह है जो इसरो द्वारा प्रमोचित किया जा रहा है। इससे पहले 2015 में TeLEOS-01 नामक प्रथम भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह को सफल प्रक्षेपण किया गया था। यान में तृतीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक पृथक कर दिया गया है।
Vehicle performance normal.
यान अभी प्राप्त संवेग से आगे बढ़ता हुआ चतुर्थ चरण का कोस्ट फेज जारी है। जैसा कि हम आपको टेलियोस उपग्रह के बारे में जानकारी दे रहे थे, TeLEOS-02 इस कड़ी में संवर्धित यह दूसरा उपग्रह है। इसरो द्वारा सिंगापुर के लिए अब तक कुल 9 उपग्रहों को सफलतापूर्वक प्रमोचित किया जा चुका है। TeLEOS-02 उपग्रह सिंथेटिक अपर्चर रडार लिए हुए है, जिससे सभी मौसम और किसी भी समय हाई रेजोल्यूशन वाले सैटेलाइट इमेज लेने के लिए यह सक्षम है। यह 741 kg का उपग्रह जिसे निम्न भू कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाना है, ताकि किसी भी समय यह आपदा प्रबंधन, संसाधनों की निगरानी तथा वातावरण से जुड़े बहुमूल्य आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा सके। इसके अलावा एक अन्य को पैसेंजर के रूप में ल्यूमलाइट 4 उपग्रह है। ल्यूमलाइट 4 सैटेलाइट टेक्नोलॉजी एंड रिसर्च सेंटर स्टार्स सिंगापुर द्वारा 16 kg का लघु उपग्रह है। इसे इसी श्रेणी के अन्य उपग्रहों से उच्च डेटा संचार सुविधाओं के लिए डिजाइन किया गया है। इस उपग्रह का विकास हाई परफॉर्मेंस स्पेस बोर्न VHF डेटा एक्सचेंज सिस्टम के तकनीक प्रदर्शन के लिए किया जा रहा है। इस उपग्रह का मुख्य उद्देश्य सिंगापुर मैरीटाइम सेफ्टी और वैश्विक नौ परिवहन समुदाय को ई नेविगेशन सुविधाएं प्रदान करना है।
Some time ago, you had seen the third stage having completed its operation, being jettisoned from the ongoing launch vehicle at 587 seconds into the flight. Presently, PS4 is coasting. We are 12.5 minutes past the launch time. Apart from TeLEOS-02, the co-passenger satellite Lumilite 4 is also from Singapore. It is co-developed by the Institute for Infocom Research, I2R, of A-Star and Satellite Technology and Research Center of National University of Singapore. Lumilite 4 is an advanced I2U satellite developed for the technological demonstration of the high-performance spaceborne VHF data exchange system, VDES. Using the VDES communication payload developed by I2R and STAR's scalable satellite bus platform, it aims to augment Singapore's e-navigation, maritime safety and benefit the global shipping community.
Vehicle performance normal.
यान के सभी तंत्र पूरी तरह सामान्य और यान अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ जा रहा है। इस क्रम पे अगली घटना PS4 यानी चतुर्थ चरण PSLV का प्रज्वलन है। वर्तमान में ब्रुने स्थित ग्राउंड स्टेशन की मदद से हमें PSLV-C55 के आंकड़े उपलब्ध हो रहे हैं।
Plus 14 minutes.
इस मिशन में PSLV ऑर्बिटल एक्सपेरिमेंट मॉड्यूल के रूप में चतुर्थ चरण का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। चतुर्थ चरण के नोदक के पूर्ण व्यय हो जाने के पश्चात इसे कक्षीय प्रयोगों में इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा। यह तीसरी बार होगा जब पीएसएलवी के चतुर्थ चरण का प्रयोग एक प्रयोगात्मक प्लेटफॉर्म के रूप में उपयोग किया जा रहा है। सभी उपग्रहों के पृथक होने के पश्चात इन कक्षीय नितभारों को पावर ऑन किया जाएगा। इसके लिए इसमें सोलर पैनल्स लगे हुए हैं, जिसे PS4 के स्थिरीकरण की पुष्टि हो जाने के पश्चात विस्तृत किया जाएगा। इन सोलर पैनल्स को भी ऐसी दिशा में विस्तृत किया जाएगा जिससे सोलर पैनल्स का अधिकतम विद्युत उत्पादन किया जा सके। POEM-2 में इस बार कक्षीय प्रयोग के लिए नितभार इस प्रकार हैं: पायलट, PSLV एंड ऑर्बिटल OBC एंड थर्मल, IIST द्वारा निर्मित, ARIS-2 एडवांस रिटार्डिंग पोटेंशियल एनालाइजर फॉर आयनिक स्टडीज, फिर से IIST द्वारा, आर्का 200 इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोपल्शन सिस्टम बेलाट्रिक्स द्वारा निर्मित, इसके अलावा DSOD 3U, DSOD 6U और DSOL ट्रांसरिसीवर्स ध्रुव स्पेस द्वारा निर्मित है। इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स द्वारा स्ट्रासबेरी सेंस पेलोड भी इसमें सफर कर रहा है। अब कुछ ही क्षणों में PS4 चतुर्थ चरण का प्रज्वलन अपेक्षित है।
A noteworthy aspect of today's mission is to use the fourth stage as stabilized orbital platform to carry out a number of experiments in individual modules. The fourth stage has just now commenced its operation and developing nominal thrust.
Minus 17 minutes.
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। चतुर्थ चरण का प्रज्वलन सामान्य और वर्तमान में 14.6 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर यह उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर उपग्रहों को ले जा रहा है। यह तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है जिसमें MMH और MON को ईंधन के रूप में उपयोग किया जाता है।
This is a pressure-fed
Fourth stage
twin
performance
engine
normal.
which is fed by monomethyl hydrazine and mixed oxides of nitrogen, which power the fourth stage of PSLV. Each of these engines develop 7.4 kilonewtons thrust. Nominal burn duration of PS4 for this mission is 131.6 seconds.
Plus 18 minutes.
Speaking about its stabilized orbital platform, it carries 7 payloads and an expected operational span of 1 month. 5 of these are through in-space. One is Pilot, a payload developed by S-Space IAST aimed at validation of in-house developed systems in flight. Another payload called ARIS-2, also developed by IAST. It has retarding potential analyzer having indigenous sensor module. Its predecessor has flown over PSLV-C55. Next is TeLEOS-02, which is developed by Indian Institute of Astrophysics. This payload is a centroiding star camera to identify stars in its field of view and estimate coordinates in its look direction. And
Plus
as
19
we
minutes.
describe this, we have a
Satellite
confirmation
injection conditions are achieved.
that the PS4 has completed its operation. Next event is the major event, the injection of the prime satellite in its distant orbit.
जी हाँ, अपना कार्यकाल पूरा करने के पश्चात PS4 को शट ऑफ कर दिया गया है। यान अभी दिशा निर्धारण तथा पूर्ण अभिवृद्धि प्राप्त कर रहा है। उसके पश्चात सर्वप्रथम TeLEOS-02 उपग्रह को अंतक्षेपित किया जाएगा और उसके बाद ल्यूमलाइट 4 उपग्रह को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में अंतक्षेपित किया जाएगा।
TeLEOS-02 satellite separated.
और हर्ष का पल यहाँ पर PSLV-C55 मिशन अपनी पूर्णता की ओर। TeLEOS-02 उपग्रह को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है।
The primary satellite TeLEOS-02 has been injected into its orbit and you are watching its onboard camera views on your screen. Next up is the co-passenger Limelight 4 separation event, which is awaited very eagerly now.
Limelight 4 satellite separated.
अन्य उपग्रह ल्यूमलाइट 4 को भी सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में।
Handing over to mission director.
और इसके साथ ही PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 मिशन की सफलता हासिल कर ली गई है।
TeLEOS-02 and Limelight 4 satellites into the desired orbit. PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission is fully accomplished.
Many congratulations to ISRO and the customers. The workhorse PSLV has yet again proved its reliability. We take leave from you to continue to be with us for the address by Secretary TOS, Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
जी हाँ, इस मिशन की सफलता के बाद हम आपसे आज्ञा लेते हैं। आगे सुनते हैं चेयरमैन इसरो से।
Please come. Congratulations PSLV and NSIL for this exciting launch. PSLV-C55 TeLEOS-02 mission. The PSLV has placed both the satellites TeLEOS-02 and Limelight in the intended orbit. This was a mission towards east direction and the inclination is very small, 9.99 degrees, very precise. And the PSLV in its 57th mission has once again demonstrated its high reliability and its suitability for commercial missions of this class. So congratulations once again to NSIL and PSLV team for this exciting mission. In this mission, we had a core alone configuration of the PSLV, which again has many specialities and improvements that we have done to bring down the cost of the rocket as well as its integration time. And this is with the goal to have increased production and launches of PSLV in the times to come, especially when the industry is taking over from us to operate in large numbers. So congratulations to SDSC SHAR for making these improvements, as well as PSLV project for improving those engineering of the PSLV systems. I also want to thank the launch vehicle centers of VSSC, LPSC, IASU, IPRC, SDSC for building these rockets, and also the ISTRAC network for enabling the entire data processing, monitoring and ensuring the vehicle is in safe trajectory, as you have already seen in the mission display. So we have some more exciting things to happen after this primary satellite injection. The upper stage of the PSLV is now the poem, which is going to write some more poem like what we did last time. This time we have 7 exciting payloads on board PSLV, and these are fixed payloads which will be on top of the upper stage, powered by it, controlled by its own special computer and commanded based on commands from the ground. And the upper stage will be like almost a satellite which will work if everything goes well for next 1 month or so. We have 3 payloads from Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. We have an exciting payload of electric propulsion from Bellatrix, and there are 2 payloads of satellite deployment and deploying systems from Dhruva, and Indian Institute of Astrophysics also has 1 payload. So we hope that when the stage goes down and come back, we will have those data of those activities that are happening on the stage. And possibly you may be knowing that there is going to be a deployable solar panel first time on upper stage of a rocket. That is going to be another exciting thing to happen. So we will wait for some more information later, which we will come back and tell you through our social media handles about how this upper stage of the poem is performing very well. And until then, I will request our mission director as well as NSIL CMD to talk to you about the mission. So over to Radhakrishnan, CMD NSIL.
Good afternoon and hearty congratulations to Team ISRO. I am so excited and happy that it has given such a proud moment for New Space India Limited with a remarkable mission that our Team ISRO has given to our esteemed satellite customer from Singapore. As you are aware, in this particular mission, we had the primary satellite, TeLEOS-02, which is the radar imaging satellite built by ST Engineering and DSTA, which is a governmental agency. And I'm happy to inform here, this is the first time a radar imaging satellite has been made by the Singapore team indigenously. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank on behalf of NSIL and ISRO, the team Singapore, for this wonderful effort that you have taken up. As far as ST Engineering is concerned, it has been one of our extremely esteemed and prestigious customer. And this is the 3rd time, I think, we have given them a dedicated commercial launch for them. I'm sure they don't look for anybody else other than the PSLV, New Space India Limited and ISRO for launching their dedicated satellites on board. And I'm sure that they will full trust on us in offering us much more missions in the future, not only in PSLV but other launch vehicles of ISRO as well. Now, in this mission, we also had one more satellite, Lumelite 4. These were the 2 satellites which are separated from the launch vehicle. Lumelite 4, which is a nano satellite technology demonstrated for Singapore once again. And I'm sure that in the future, once these satellites have been placed in such a precise orbit, their in-orbit operations and the demonstration and the services that this particular satellite is going to provide to the nation is going to be extremely important. I think I would like to take this opportunity to even congratulate the payloads that have been flown in this upper stage as an orbiting platform. As Chairman mentioned, we had almost 7 satellites, 7 orbiting payloads which had been developed by Indian academia and also the startup industries. I'm sure a technology demonstration platform which PSLV has been providing to them continuously wherever it is possible is going to pave the way for leading to a future satellite that could be developed based on the technology that we are going to demonstrate through this. Once again, let me take this opportunity to compliment the Singapore team, and I wish them all the success in their in-orbit operations and the rendering of the services to their countrymen. Thank you very much.
Over to Biju SR, the Mission Director of PSLV-C55.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all. It's a moment of extreme happiness to stand here in front of all of you. In fact, I'm representing all of you after this successful accomplishment of a very significant mission for us. It is a totally dedicated commercial mission for us. We have injected TeLEOS-02 and Lumilite 4 coming through NSIL in the precise orbit with the utmost precision which other launch vehicles will be giving. Nothing better than this. That's what I can say. I'm extremely grateful to all of you because tremendous work had gone in during the past 3 to 4 months towards the realization and to reach the stage where we are here now. In my opinion, the major accomplishment of this mission, of course, the major accomplishment is the injection of satellites, no doubt about it. But another major accomplishment of this mission is the chance we got, opportunity we got to operationalize in a state-of-the-art integration facility, which is fondly named as PSLV integration facility, realized by SDSC under the leadership of Project Director Sri Dr. R. Venkatraman. They have been working tirelessly for the past 3 to 4 years towards this, and today we have a world-class, I would say, engineering marvel for integration, which can speed up the integration process of PSLV. And we have done some significant modifications in our launch vehicle. Of course, no change in the basic design or architecture of the vehicle. Only we have done some trimming of the vehicle so that it can become more production friendly. And we have done this after carrying out extensive testing as well as rigorous exercise of analysis, and after confirming we are not eating up any aerodynamic margins. Now, I was just watching the view graphs during the first stage aerodynamic phase, and absolutely there were no issues. So that change also has been validated, and this becomes production friendly. So with these two things, I think we are entering into a different phase for PSLV, and CMD NSIL can take note of this. We are ready to cater to any of your demands in whatever be the frequency it is going to come. We are well equipped for that, sir. And as the beloved chairman has already hinted here, after injection of the satellites, this mission is not getting terminated. The terminal stage of PSLV, that is PS4, we are not allowing it to wander in the space for the next maybe a couple of days. We have given more power, we have given more strength to the PS4 stage, and so we have integrated certain payloads. I would not say they are payloads. We have integrated a couple of ideas, rather, I would say it is a couple of ideas which have been packaged in some form or other from our different startups, NGs, as well as our own students of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. And it was really a wonderful sight to see personnel of all these startups, NGs, as well as students wearing their own different uniforms, spotting their own logos, working in unison with the ISRO team at the 41 meters, during a Recumbent Bay integration, integrating their own payloads, and it is something like a very exciting sight where all people were working together, and we are going to prove this concept also in this mission. Thanks to our Dr. Santosh sir of CMSC and his team, who is going to give us, literally we are going to get wings for our dreams. Our chairman has already indicated that we are going to have a deployable solar panel which will be deployed in due course of time. That will give added energy to this system, added energy to this concept of orbital platform, and definitely we will be able to demonstrate this concept also satisfactorily this time, so that we will be able to satisfy the scientific requirements or to satisfy the requirements from different agencies and the student communities also. All these things are possible only because of the tremendous hard work, dedicated hard work being put in by each and every member of ISRO team. I would like to say that extremely hard work, tremendous hard work has gone into the building up of this vehicle for the past 2 to 3 months here in Shar as well as in different work centers. And I can recall that almost all centers of ISRO, whether it be IPRC or VSSC or LPSC or IASU or any center you name, you take URC, you take LEOS, you take SAT, all at least one system from each center is integrated in this vehicle, either in the form of orbit platform or in the form of the other vehicle systems. So here we see something like real unity in diversity. PSLV can I think it is a synonym for something like a national integration. Everything, all centers are there, all startups are there, many startups are there, many NGOs are there, even students are there. So this is the concept we will be taking forward. All these things are possible, have been made possible only because of you people, Team ISRO. And also we continuously get guidance as well as we are continuously mentored by our own top management, including our beloved Chairman ISRO, our center directors, our review forums, multiple review forums, and of course our industry partners who ensure that only quality systems get into the launch vehicle. And that is the proof you are getting today. And with all these things, and of course, my own project team, dedicated project team with our Sri M. Delal and as well as our Damodaran as vehicle director and associate vehicle director, along with a couple of deputy project directors, administrative staff, etc. They have been toiling day and night to ensure that this mission takes place today and takes place with a full, complete, successful mission. And all these things, I would like also to say that we are being supported, we are being facilitated by our own family members. Otherwise, you would not be standing here today enjoying the fruits of the success because of the sacrifices they make to facilitate us to work for ISRO and towards ISRO. A big thanks to all of you. Once again, I wish our satellite team, TeLEOS-02, as well as our Lumilite, for an exciting time in space, and also all our payload teams to get whatever they have been waiting for from orbit. Once again, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much for the Dr. Radhakrishnan and Biju for those comments. We have got confirmation from satellite TeLEOS-02 that it is receiving signals. So we bless all the very best for the satellite team to have its further operations for its full utilization. And we also wait for the signals of our orbital payload POEM. The detail of that will come by around 4 o'clock. And until then, let us say goodbye to the control center here, the PSLV Launch Control Center at Satish Dhawan Space Center. We will be soon joining with you to have another exciting launch of our GSLV, PSLV and LVM3 soon. A lot of activity going on in SDSC SHAR towards 3 major missions which are going to happen in the next few months. So until then we announce those missions. It is goodbye from me, from Satish Dhawan Space Center and all of us here. So all the very best for success, and we need the support of each one of you to take this activity along. And also want to thank specifically the customers, the NSIL, InSpace, who mentored the startups to come into the POEM payload this time, and also the industries who are helping us to build PSLV. And we look forward for them to take on these missions as well as operations of PSLV from few launches from now on. So until then, thank you so much. All the very best. Goodbye.
बड़े बड़े लोग रहेंगे, फिर से पूछेंगे कुछ पर्सन है।